Everyone laughed at the broken clock, until one day it saved the whole village. Sometimes, what seems useless might be quietly working in ways we don't understand. Today's story is about a small, broken clock and how it reminded everyone that purpose doesn't depend on perfection. In a quiet little village, surrounded by fields of golden wheat, there stood an old clock tower. It was tall, proud, and once the heartbeat of the town. Every hour, its bell would ring across the fields, calling children home and reminding farmers of the time to rest. But one day, the clock stopped. Its hands froze at 3:15, and no matter how hard the villagers tried, they couldn't fix it. Dust gathered, the gears rusted, and people stopped looking up. They built a new digital clock in the square. The old tower, once full of sound and meaning, stood silent. Children would laugh and say, "That's the broken clock. It doesn't even work." One summer afternoon, a traveler came to the village, an old man with kind eyes and a heavy bag. He looked at the tower and smiled softly. "Why did you stop ringing?" he whispered. A little boy nearby said, "It's broken, sir. It doesn't move anymore." The old man nodded. "But it still stands tall," he said. "That means it's still doing something." He took out his notebook and began sketching the tower. The villagers gathered around curiously. "Why draw something broken?" they asked. The old man smiled again. "Because not all broken things are useless," he said. "Some are reminders that beauty doesn't fade just because it's imperfect." That night, the sky turned gray. A storm rolled in with thunder and fierce rain. The new digital clock in the square went dark, struck by lightning. Panic spread across the village. The power was gone, and the villagers had no way to know the time. The storm was strong, but people still needed to protect their crops and animals. In the middle of the darkness, lightning flashed, and for a brief moment, everyone saw it. The old clock tower still stood. Its hands pointed to 3:15, the exact time the village's rescue team had agreed to meet if anything went wrong. It reminded them, it guided them, even though it hadn't moved for years. At that very moment, it worked. The next morning, after the storm passed, the villagers gathered near the tower. They cleaned it, repainted it, and placed flowers near its base. One woman said softly, "We forgot how much this clock meant to us." The traveler, who had stayed the night, said, "You see, it didn't have to move to have meaning. Sometimes, staying still is its own kind of strength." Then he added, with a smile, "In my life, I've met many people who feel broken as if they don't matter because they can keep up with others. But like this clock, even when they think they've stopped working, they still mark time for someone else. They still remind others what matters." The boy who had laughed before looked up and said, "So even broken things can be important." The traveler nodded. Always. The villagers repaired the tower's roof, but left the clock hands at 3:15 to remind everyone that purpose doesn't need to tick. When people walked past, they'd smile and whisper, "Even broken things have value." The children learned a new lesson that they carry forever. You don't have to be perfect to matter. You just have to be. Now, let's pause and learn a bit of English from this story. Did you notice sentences like, "The clock has stood there for years," or "People have forgotten its value"? These are examples of the present perfect tense, which is used to show something that started in the past and continues into the present. You can use it too. For example, you can say, "I have learned that even broken things have meaning. So remember, my friends. Life isn't about being flawless. It's about being faithful, even when the world forgets your worth. Even broken clocks are right twice a day, and even quiet hearts keep hope alive forever. If you loved this story and learned something new today, please subscribe to our channel for more emotional English stories with beautiful life lessons. Let's learn English through stories that touch your heart and feed your soul. Because sometimes stories don't just teach words, they teach life. Thank you for watching.